Hello everyone, Nabil Qureshi with Creed 26 Ministries. Welcome back to our 9-part series on Islam. This video we're going to take a look at Hadith. What are the Hadith? Now, the Hadith refer to the sayings of Muhammad, and quite often thrown into that concept are the Sunnah, the actions of Muhammad. Now, the sayings and actions of Muhammad are extremely important for Muslims because Muslims are told to emulate Muhammad. Chapter 3, verse 31 of the Quran, for example, says that Muslims should follow Muhammad. And so in order to understand what he was like, what he did, and even certain revelations of the Quran, when they were sent down, what was the context, etc., people refer to the Hadith. Following on from that idea, the Hadith are seen as a necessary complement to the Quran. In other words, the Quran doesn't say everything that a Muslim needs to know in order to live the Muslim life properly. For example, the Quran doesn't mention all 5 daily prayers. Now, some people say it might in some way refer to them, but really it just mentions 3 prayers when you take a look at it. The Quran doesn't give you the exact words that you're supposed to pray during the prayer. It doesn't give you the exact rituals that surround the salat. And apart from salat, there's a whole host of important things in the Islamic life. For example, how to do Hajj, the exact rules of zakat, etc., that are not found in the Quran. Now, of course, a lot of that is found, but not all of it is found in the Quran. You have to refer to Hadith. Virtually unanimously, Muslims will say that the Hadith are a necessary complement to the Quran in order to live the Islamic life. This is further compounded by the fact that Hadith and Sunnah are the second component of Sharia. Again, the Quran is first, and then Hadith and Sunnah are second. Now, you can't go to one place to get all the traditions of Muhammad. That's just not the way it works. There are various ways that people have compiled the traditions of Muhammad, and they use different criteria. For example, Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim are the ones who are considered to have gathered the most authentic hadith. That's why their books are called Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. There are other compilers who focused on specific witnesses to various traditions, and those books of hadith are called Musnad. There are still others, for example, who focused on the actions of Muhammad, and those books begin with the word Sunan, for example, Sunan Ibn Dawood. Now, Bukhari, Muslim, and Ibn Dawood are probably considered the most authentic. They are part of a collection known as Sahih Sitta, and generally speaking, Sunni Muslims will accept the authenticity of a hadith in these books. But most importantly, most Sunni Muslims would consider any hadith that you find in Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim to truly have come from Muhammad. The reason why is because Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim used very specific, stringent criteria to include the hadith that you find in their collections. Now, many Muslims will say that there is a science of hadith methodology to determine which hadith are accurate and which are not. And this refers to what Muslims will call the isnad, or the chain of transmission between Muhammad and the final person who collected the hadith. If the chain, the isnad, is strong, the hadith is considered authentic. If it is weak, then it's considered probably inauthentic. So you can see that there is some subjectivity involved in hadith studies. Some people would consider some transmissions to be strong, others might consider those same transmissions to be weak, and that would play out into a Muslim's life. In closing, it cannot be overstated how important the hadith are to Muslims. Muslims strive to live their lives like Muhammad. He is their perfect exemplar. And so in order to live like him, they are studying how he lived his life, how he spoke, how he ate, how he moved. All these little details are extremely important to a large number of Muslims. And so the hadith dictate a lot of what they do in their lives. It's very important that we have a solid understanding of the hadith, of which books might be important to certain Muslims when dialoguing with them, in order to understand what they believe and why they believe it. Now, I hope to get into more details about hadith in the future, but for now, for this one-on-one series, that's all we'll be covering. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you'll come back to Creed 26 for more on the origins of Islam and Christianity. Stick around for the next video. Now that we've covered the Quran and Hadith, we'll be turning to Muhammad and his life. God bless you all. Thank you so much for visiting.